Welcome, ladies and gents, to the apocalypse, to the singularity, because that's what it is. It just doesn't feel like that because you're a measly little human, and therefore you cannot grasp the true immensity of what is happening right now. I'm talking, of course, about AI here and all its implications. In the last days, we had SORA coming up, SORA 2 to be exact. And while I am in a country where it's not available yet, I still feel its ripples. I already saw the Slop, but since I'm not on social media currently, despite the fact that I have like 80,000 followers or something like that, spread across platforms, but nevertheless, I'm not on social media. So I was like majorly not seeing it, basically. But even though I'm like, my only social media, if you can call it like that, would be YouTube at the moment. Even there, it's like everywhere, like Tupac Shakur and Biggie and the WWF Attitude Era and all that bullshit. Hitler on a skateboard trying to do an ollie and failing and being very, very, very upset about it, etc. So you see, like, even if you're not on the Slop portals, to be honest, YouTube is a meta Slop portal, but I have a certain application that I'm using to kind of like control the Slop. I don't know if other people are doing it, but I'm using an application for that. Forgot the name. And that application, for example, kills endless scrolling. It removes the short feed. That is a godsend. My YouTube doesn't have shorts. Like, I don't know how you can live with probably shorts in your feed and consuming YouTube. But this is, as a matter of fact, quite the betterment, you can say, definitely, that application. And yeah, now we have SORA. So let's talk a little bit about it. SORA is a text-to-video generative model developed by OpenAI. SORA 2 is the next iteration version combining improvements in realism, audio controllability, and integration with a social video app. The app SORA 2 wraps the model in a social experience, vertical video feed, remixing, cameo features, etc. So it's basically the TikTok of AI Slop. I get it. And it's quite good, apparently, in copying people and all kinds of, like, also copyrighted material, which will be interesting. But how they are, like, nothing will happen. Let me explain you why. The reason why nothing happens in those cases is that they are saying, well, we are just like a social media platform. Well, we are AI powered, but we are no different than Facebook, Instagram, etc. Where the individual would be ultimately, the one responsible for the content posted, and he would be the person who would be liable in that case. I don't know how much that holds up in an AI context. Really not sure. I'm not a copyright lawyer, but I know a lot about it because I'm actually, like, a label was selling my music for 8 years and I'm going after them and suing them. So I know a little bit about it, but I don't know the specificities in this very case. I'm not surprised at all about this, and this will be not the last thing that we see. In the future, there will be a Netflix that will be fully AI generated, where everybody has his completely own feed, etc. I am at the moment coding, of course, with the help of AI. There's not a single coder on planet Earth, I'd say, that is like, purebred coder material. All coders and developers are using AI now, of course. It's incredibly helpful, and it enables visionaries to fulfill their visions, which is a good thing, and it enables creatives to be super meta creative. That is a good thing, but also, of course, it gives that power to everybody else who's like not so, great, let's say like that. Not so like, has different aspirations. Of course, this can be used to exploit and to create AI slop of all kinds. There's also now coding AI slop, I'm pretty sure there is. And, it's basically like meaningless code bullshit. I guess. I don't know about it. Maybe there will be a social media by OpenAI soon. But they, for example, also brought out Codex, which is their next level O3, I think, O3 model trained AI, which I'm going to try out. There is good things about AI for certain individuals. But the question is, can you survive nowadays as a company or even as like a brand without being a player in the AI game? So like, if you don't own your own trained models, are you really a company in 2025? That's an interesting question. And I can neither confirm nor deny. I am training my own models at the moment. And, you know, coding also tools for specific training that is serving my specific needs, which is crazy if you think about it. But yes, like there is this question in the room. Should everybody now has his own large language model? And I mean own large language model in terms of like trained by himself. Not everybody, but like a majority of people or something like that. I'm just putting out that question, okay? Like I'm not saying either it's that way or the other. I'm just putting out that question. Comments. And yeah, hybrid workflows might be the best thing. So like, for example, like even the two projects that I'm working on, the multiple projects that are connected to that bigger two projects is a hybrid workflow. I'm using my brain and my expertise in the field that I garnered over a lifetime of hard work, and I mix that up with state-of-the-art technology, and what comes out is quite something rather impressive and groundbreaking. But yeah, how much that will be the case. Ultimately, I have to say that this will, of course, like, you know, it's going to be a slop lavine. I don't know, avalanche, that's the word. It's going to be a slop avalanche, another slop avalanche, and we are already, you know, behind multiple slop avalanches. So yeah, this will be a big one. And the thing is that now, like, you know, Gen 1 slop will like be replaced by Gen 2 slop, which is even better slop, which will be then replaced by Gen 3 and so forth, and it will be ultimately like perfect slop that is not slop anymore. This is the problem. This is like the early generation of AI shit that is slop-like, but this is the goo that the master brain will be formed out of. So, and that will be not sloppy. That will be literally indistinguishable from Netflix, for example. You are going to sit in front of Netflix and you're going to have a curated and also, like, you know, influenced by you show portfolio, basically. Like there's going to be like a Simpsons episode generated for you every day if you're a Simpsons fan, and, you know, an infinite amount of Rick and Morty episodes if you're a Rick and Morty fan. Is that realistic? Is that really truly going to be the case? No, maybe not, maybe yes. Probably yes, to be honest with you. There are AI actors now also, you know, etc. So we are living in a fucking crazy time. Yeah, it's really worrisome. Let's put it like that. It's rather worrisome. There's like concerns about deepfake, misinformation, copyright and IP conflicts. Oh my god, that one is a big one. Displacement of human labor. God damn it. Yeah, that is a general problem, I'd say. Quality and coherence limits. Even advanced models struggle with physics, causality. Sorry, I don't know what my reading skill is like subpar today, but consistency across frames, complex motions, so all the AI slop issues remain in a diminished form, I would say. Like, it's just like a little bit better. It's Gen 2 AI slop. That's what it is. SORA 2 is like Gen 2 AI slop. Ethical and safety constraints, the ability to insert cameo faces, voices, and so forth. Non-consensual use of someone's likeness. I find it extremely distasteful to see Biggie and Tupac, for example. Did you ever hear the 3 words "rest in peace"? don't know, but like, you know, I find it very disrespectful because they're putting words into their mouth and behaviors and so forth. And most people, they don't know how they truly have been back in the day when they were alive. Therefore, I find that incredibly distasteful. This is all I can say. Cultural homogenization and aesthetic flattening. That one is also a big one. Everything becomes samey and slop-like. Yeah, visual AI style. Those dramatic shadows, lightning always very unnatural in a way, like slightly exaggerated, but totally passable for 99% of humanity who do not have a trained visual cortex. Like visual artists, people from the VFX field, film industry, even graphic artists and so forth. They all have a different brain than probably you who is watching this. Maybe not, maybe you're also one of the crew. But nevertheless, like, you know, for people like me, I find it very, very disgusting, most of it. I find it not great, and it's not for me. I like really art and creations that are almost close to magic, you know, and you don't get that with that stuff yet. Never, to be honest with you, because it is ultimately soulless. There is very little intention. So like when, for example, people did videos back in the day or films, it was intention fest. Nowadays it's just like the intention is to create a stupid Tupac video where he's like chilling out with Biggie and then something AI slop. Anyway, it's going to be wild, and we're going to see what is happening, and we're going to see if any regulation is coming. It's so incredible how there is zero regulation nowhere. In the EU a little bit more than in the States, but in the States, goddammit, it's like, it's fucking singularity apocalypse time over there. The data centers and so forth that they build, it's fucking ludicrous. It's fucking insane where we are. That's all I can say. Peace out, guys. Stay frosty and leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Peace out. Much love.